talked about the Tea Party and how it's all backed by corporations, especially the Cokes of Coke Industries. Like, well, you don't need a liberal radio station to whack you in the head to understand that. I think everybody knows except people who don't want to believe. Jeff works.
The only one I ever know of is over in Overland Park or somewhere over there.
There's one in Lawrence. There's some in other places too, I think. We're being incredible liberals. We saw what looks like the building that they want to tear down on the plaza. When was the plaza built? 1920s? Early mid-20s?
I think I'm not sure.
Yeah, by a developer. It was the first development of its sort, a shopping center here in Kansas City. It's made to look like a Spanish plaza. And they fought to keep the integrity of the place. And now some law firm wants to tear down a part of it and build a high-rise modern building in the middle of it. A lot of people are upset about that.
I'm liberal.
You're liberal?
You don't give a damn what they do.
You don't care what they do in the malls.
Conservatives want to stay in 1920. I'm all for moving forward. Unless it requires a computer.
Well. In my opinion, that would be if they were true conservatives. They would like to stay back in time. The funny thing is when somebody wants to tear down an old building, usually it's liberals who step forward and oppose it, and conservatives who are all in favor of it. But I don't know, in that case I think liberals are actually being the conservatives, and conservatives are being the progressives. But I don't know if you can call that progressiveness or progressivism. Because really what it's about is money. And oftentimes it's not even about money, it's just about what we want to do. By God, we want to do it. We're the power. We're going to do what we want. Prestige.
What was that building?
Was?
Windows are boarded up, so I assume there's nothing now. Some of the windows. Leaves are turning off now.
Yeah. That's why I don't like to think of people as being liberal or conservative. Because people are usually a mix of a lot of different things.
I'm not.
People are individuals.
I'm a radical.
You're a radical liberal?
Yeah. You know where I stand, boy.
I don't know. I'm a moderate with liberal leanings. Moderate that leans left. I think most Americans are moderate in one form or another. It takes a lot of politicking and erasing of the critical thinking part of the human mind to get them convinced otherwise. I think if you go up to most reasonable people
I'm not reading
and present them with the facts and talk it it out, everybody pretty much comes up with the same thing. I mean, for one thing, everybody pretty much agrees that the best way for a family is for there to be a complete whole family, you know? Bull crap. Not how you raise your kids.
We haven't had families in this country that stuck together for 30 years.
Yeah, well, then the question becomes, if that's the case, then what has been happening to our families? What happens to our kids?
We're trying to preserve something that hasn't existed for years.
I don't know. My family has been traditional. But I think that's just, I think that's just...
60% of them aren't.
No, that's true. But I think that's just a natural thing, that if you can... Children need stability, and you know that if you're going to have children, you got to provide them with a decent home and stability, and everybody knows that a good parent has to give up a lot of things they used to do when they were single.
If that were the case, we would not have the biggest share of the first children being born to unwed parents.
I agree, and I think a lot of people's preference is to have a partner of some sort to help raise a child.
I don't think the child was ever in that thought.
But somehow, I think that the right wing has co-opted that idea, and they claim it as theirs. It's not theirs. I know plenty of liberal people who feel the same way. I guess the only difference between a liberal or a left-winger and a right-winger, and I don't want to say liberal and conservative because I think those terms are wrong. The only difference is that conservatives have claimed that idea as theirs, and they claim that, well, I said it again, conservatives. Right-wingers have claimed that idea as theirs, and they claim it's the left-wingers who are trying to kill the American family and make it all seem like this big patriotic yada yada yada. The truth be known, and I'm not going to make any bones about it, I hate right-wingers, period. I think they just talk out of their ass. They don't know what, it's all about money to them. And I think right-wingers have done more to hurt American families than any left-winger could ever try to do. It isn't lesbianism, it isn't homosexuality, it's a threat to the American family. Overwhelmingly, it's American corporations are the threat to the American family. And we got to end corporate personhood now. Corporations are not people. All a corporation is an excuse to erase people, divorce people from their responsibilities. And it's all about personal responsibility.